Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our officiating guests to the conference in company of Mr. Roden Tong, President of the Law Society of Hong Kong. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Law Society of Hong Kong's 7th Belt and Road Conference. I am Nicole Wong, member of the Recreation and Sports Committee of the Law Society.
Good morning. I am Max Loy, member of the 7th Belt and Road Conference Organizing Committee of the Law Society. It is our honor to be the MCs of the morning section of today's conference.
Since the launch of the Belt and Road Initiative in 2013, the Law Society has been playing an active role in promoting the Hong Kong legal system and legal profession along the Belt and Road.
Celebrating the Belt and Road Initiative on entering into its new decade, the theme of this year's conference is Legal Professionals Joining Efforts in Advancing 8 Major Steps to build high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. As in the previous Belt and Road conferences, today we will cover in-depth discussions among legal and business elites, government officials, and notable scholars.
With much delight, we must mention that we have the dedicated support from various parties for this conference. They are the Professional Services Advancement Support Scheme of the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, 4 social event sponsors, and 42 supporting organizations. We are also very proud to have the support from our Law Tech sponsor, eBram International Online Dispute Resolution Center, for their AI-supported simultaneous transcription and translation services. As you can see from the window at the bottom left of the screens, each line Max and I speak is instantly translated into subtitles in the source and target languages.
Today's conference is not only available online to participants worldwide. Its opening ceremony is also being broadcasted live by TV to the general public of Hong Kong by RTHK TV, Channel 32. Without further ado, let us commemorate this remarkable day with a kick-off ceremony. Now, may we now invite the following guests to come up on the stage for a kick-off ceremony. 现在我们有请几位以下嘉宾上台为我们进行开幕仪式. They are Mr. Roden Tong, President, the Law Society of Hong Kong. The Honorable Paul Lam, SBS, SC, JP, Secretary for Justice, the Government of the Hong Kong SAR of the People's Republic of China. Mr. LIU Guangyuan, Deputy Director, Liaison Office of the Central People's Government in the Hong Kong SAR. 中央人民政府驻香港特别行政区联络办公室刘光源副主任 Mr. FANG Jianming, Deputy Commissioner, Office of the Commissioner of the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of China in the Hong Kong SAR. 中华人民共和国外交部驻香港特别行政区特派员公署方建明副特派员
Dr. the Honorable Horace Cheung, SBS JP, Deputy Secretary for Justice, the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. Mr. Nicholas Ho, Commissioner for Belt and Road, the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. Ms. Mengyang YANG, Executive Director and Head of Hong Kong PE Business of CICC Capital Management Department. Dr. Thomas So, JP, Past President and Chairman of Belt and Road Committee, the Law Society of Hong Kong. And Mr. Nick Chan, BBS, MH, JP, Chairman of 7th Belt and Road Conference Organizing Committee, the Law Society of Hong Kong.
Symbolizing the 8 major steps, the octagon-shaped discs in front of you are printed with important legal elements. Let's uphold and embrace these elements as we join hands to light up for a better Belt and Road development and a better world. We will now take a group photo to commemorate this special moment. To kick off today's conference, would our guests please deposit the disc into the ceremonial panel? So, on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Thank you to all our guests and wishing the conference a great success today. We will now take a group photo to commemorate this special moment.
May we now also invite the following representatives of the Law Society for one more group photo. Please welcome onto the stage Ms. Elsie Leung, GBM, JP, former Secretary for Justice and member on the Roll of Honor. Mr. Amirali Nazir, MH, JP, Vice President. Mr. Christopher Yu, Vice President. Ms. Karen Wong, Vice President and Vice Chair Lady of 7th Belt and Road Conference Organizing Committee. Mr. Fred Khan, member on the Roll of Honor and former Chairman of Belt and Road Committee.
Mr. Hyun Wong SBS, BBS JP, member on the Roll of Honor and past president. Mr. Richard Morris, member on the Roll of Honor. Mr. Ambrose Lam, JP, past president. And Mr. Stephen Hong MH, past president. And would all council members of the Law Society of Hong Kong please go to the stage for a group photo.
Thank you very much. Please be seated.
May we now invite Mr. Roden Tong, President of Law Society of Hong Kong, to give his welcome remarks. Mr. Tong, please.
Secretary for Justice, Mr. Paul Lam, Deputy Director, Mr. LIU Guangyuan, Deputy Commissioner, Mr. FANG Jianming, Deputy Secretary for Justice, Dr. Horace Yang, Belt and Road Commissioner, Mr. Nicholas Ho, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great honor and privilege as President of the Law Society of Hong Kong to welcome you all to the 7th Belt and Road Summit, which is framed legal professionals joining efforts in advancing 8 major steps to build high-quality Belt and Road cooperations. The Law Society's efforts in promoting the Belt and Road initiative began well before today. We have since 2017 organized 6 Belt and Road conferences. This is the first and foremost conference series of its kind dedicated to exploring opportunities and discussing solutions for challenges brought about by the Belt and Road initiative for the legal profession. Thanks to my predecessor for building a solid foundation for today's conference is well received by over 500 participants from various sectors from 32 jurisdictions, physically and virtually. In particular, we are much honored to have around 23 representatives from consulates general, honorary consuls, and officially recognized bodies to grace us with their presence. Over the past decade, the Belt and Road Initiative has established connectivity among nations, transcending geographical boundaries and fostering exchanges in different aspects. It does not just present business and trade opportunities for countries, but also facilitates them in cooperating and jointly addressing challenges in an increasingly interdependent world. The initiative also aims to foster inclusive development, ensuring that the benefits of economic growth are shared by all, carrying forward the spirit of ancient Silk Routes with a global vision. With this focus in mind, the Law Society of Hong Kong hosts today's conference with the aim to explore how law and solicitors work together to advance the 8 major steps announced by President Xi Jinping to build high-quality cooperation along the Belt and Road. To offer my contribution to today's discussions, I would suggest that Hong Kong's solicitors profession can have 4 endeavors to make in support of advancing the 8 major steps. First endeavor, solicitors can be ambassadors of the rule of law. Representing the voice of 13,000-strong membership of the solicitors profession, the Law Society of Hong Kong has been championing and safeguarding the rule of law. In the context of the Belt and Road Initiative, the rule of law can form the cornerstone of our shared prosperity, where it becomes the pivotal mechanism in smoothing the exchange process by providing a common legal framework for participants from diverse backgrounds. As President Xi stressed, the experience drawn from reform and opening up over the past 40 years have shown that reform and development can't be carried out without the rule of law. The further reform and opening up goes, the more important the rule of law becomes. Article 85 of the Basic Law has guaranteed that Hong Kong judiciary shall exercise judicial power independently in accordance with the law, free from anti-interference. Hong Kong takes immense pride in its steadfast adherence to the principle of judicial independence, transparency, and impartiality to ensuring equal access to justice for all. As ambassadors of Hong Kong's robust rule of law system, Hong Kong's legal professionals can serve as key links between Belt and Road jurisdictions by establishing a legal infrastructure of clear rules of engagement. transparent regulatory mechanism, and efficient dispute resolution system that can transcend borders. Second endeavors. Solicitors can be navigators through the common law business world. Hong Kong solicitors are uniquely positioned and equipped with profound expertise to assist enterprise in navigating the common law business world with ease. The Hong Kong legal profession, who is trained in the common law system with a majority possessing legal bilingualism, can play a crucial role in supporting Hong Kong as a gateway to the mainland as a connector between the East and the West. One of the major barriers for mainland enterprise to go global is unfamiliarity with the foreign legal systems. The majority of countries along the Belt and Road adopt the common law system. Enterprise may consider using Hong Kong companies as a tool for outbound investments, using Hong Kong law as the governing law in their contracts, and choosing Hong Kong as the seat of arbitration. In addition, if enterprise set up their headquarters or branch office in Hong Kong, they can have ready access to Hong Kong's diverse legal talents with foreign law capabilities. Hong Kong has close to 1,500 registered foreign lawyers from 31 different jurisdictions who can provide clients with one-stop, multi-jurisdictional legal services. Standing at the crossroads of East and West, Hong Kong solicitors exemplify the perfect fusion of international prowess and unparalleled common law expertise. It is because the rule of law serves as the very bedrock upon which our cherished legal and judicial systems is firmly anchored. Third endeavor, solicitors can be guardians of conflict resolution. According to statistics, over 200 Belt and Road Initiative cooperation agreements has been signed with more than 150 countries and 30 international organizations. Notably, as outlined in the 8 major steps announced by President Xi, the easing of restrictions of foreign investments access will likely serve as a powerful catalyst, attracting a surge of investors from diverse jurisdictions to explore lucrative opportunities. Cross-border disputes in Belt and Road projects will inevitably arise. The complexity of navigating multiple legal systems and diverse dispute resolution mechanisms presents significant challenges. The interplay of different legal traditions, varying enforcement frameworks, and distinct cultural approach to conflict resolution require a sophisticated legal expertise and carefully crafted solutions. In Hong Kong, legal and dispute resolution professionals abound. We possess the professional qualifications, experience, and expertise in resolving cross-border disputes. The Law Society of Hong Kong published a panel of arbitrators. On the panel are solicitors arbitrators admitted by the Law Society. They specialize in a wide range of practice areas, covering marine, aviation, construction, finance, energy, employment, insurance, intellectual property, etc., which are indispensable aspects of Belt and Road projects and collaborations. Hong Kong has been regarded as one of the best international arbitration centers. Arbitral awards made in Hong Kong can be enforced in all state parties to the New York Convention on the recognition and enforcement of foreign arbitral awards. According to the statistics released by the Hong Kong International Arbitration Center, in 2023, there were over 200 cases of dispute resolutions being handled in Hong Kong, representing a total amount in dispute of over 90 billion, involving parties from 45 jurisdictions. Hong Kong is also ranked the third most preferred seat for arbitration worldwide, given its judicial independence, neutrality, and international best practice in international dispute resolutions. Further, the electronic business-related arbitration and mediation (eBRAN) platform, of which the Law Society of Hong Kong is one of its founding organizations, provides an efficient, cost-effective, and secure platform for online deal-making and resolving disputes among parties in any part of the world by integrating state-of-the-art technology such as blockchain, smart contract, and artificial intelligence. Last but not least is the fourth endeavor. Solicitors can be educators of international law practice. Under one country, two systems, Hong Kong is the only common law jurisdiction within China. We are also the only Chinese English bilingual common law system in the world. Hong Kong legal profession remains to possess international experience and expertise as our unique advantages. Many of the members of the solicitor's profession are qualified in multiple jurisdictions. In comparison, according to reports, among the over 700,000 mainland lawyers in the mainland, a relatively small fraction, about 12,000 of them, have foreign law capabilities. At the Law Society of Hong Kong, we have an ongoing initiative to facilitate our members in bolstering our country's constructions of foreign-related rule of law, which would modestly contribute to the development of high-quality Belt and Road corporations. Since 2019, the Law Society has co-organized English-taught credit-bearing law courses, covering cross-border legal matters for law students of Peking universities. Most recently, earlier this month, we launched two brand new law courses at East China University of Political Science and Law and Renmin University of China to enhance legal education for the benefit of an even wider student community. The lectureship for these three law courses is formed by our enthusiastic members who volunteer as lecturers to bring our unparalleled breadth and diversity of global legal expertise in cross-border transactions and deal-making, cross-border dispute resolution, and regulatory compliance in securities market. Before I close, I did like to mention a number of recent efforts the Law Society of Hong Kong in promoting the Belt and Road Initiative. During our duty visit to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in May, we signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Dubai International Financial Center Courts, a leading common law institution in the Middle East, to facilitate knowledge sharing, training programs, and mutually support initiatives. This is the first agreement of its kind between the Law Society of Hong Kong and the Middle East court system. In September, we host a delegation comprising 7 judges from Qatar led by His Excellency Judge Khalid, President of the Qatar Investment and Trade Court. At the meeting, we had a very fruitful exchange on how the judicial and legal system and accelerate the pace of trade dispute resolutions to create an attractive economic environment. Our efforts will not stop there, but escalate to the policy level. The Law Society of Hong Kong is actively exploring the possibility of setting up a Belt and Road Office to oversee and coordinate efforts in harnessing the potential opportunities arising from the Belt and Road Initiative. I hope to announce more details in due course. Ladies and gentlemen, the Belt and Road Conference has ushered in a precarious opportunity for experts from legal, business, and diverse professional backgrounds to convene, exchange ideas, and share invaluable experience. With this, I wholeheartedly encourage you all to actively engage with the upcoming sessions at this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tong. Please be seated. May we now invite the Honorable Paul Lam, Secretary for Justice, the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China, to deliver his opening address. Mr. Lam, please.
President of the Law Society, Mr. Roden Tong, Deputy Director LIU Guangyuan, Deputy Commissioner FANG Jianming, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. During his keynote speech at the 3rd Belt and Road Forum, for International Cooperation held in Beijing in October 2023, President Xi Jinping announced that China will take 8 major steps to support the joint pursuit of high-quality Belt and Road cooperation. These wide-ranging steps span from supporting an open world economy, promoting green development, and advancing scientific and technological innovation. Today, I wish to share with you my views in respect of the role of Hong Kong's legal services in supporting the development of the Belt and Road cooperation. Hong Kong ranks as the world's freest economy among 165 economies in the Economic Freedom of the World 2024 annual report, up by 1 place from last year. Among the 5 areas of assessment, Hong Kong ranks top in freedom to trade internationally and regulation. Hong Kong retains high overall ranking in the Rule of Law Index. Our efficient and transparent market, one of the most corruption-free places in the world, as well as a well-recognized regulatory regime that adheres to international standards, all contribute to a conducive environment for doing businesses. Hong Kong's distinction is attributable to our one country, two systems principle. Being the only common law jurisdiction in China, Hong Kong is renowned for having a sound and mature legal system, supported by the independent exercise of judicial power by our courts and a strong rule of law tradition. Hong Kong is uniquely positioned to bridge the gaps between different jurisdictions along the Belt and Road. As a super connector and super value adder, Hong Kong provides world-class legal services that facilitate business between China and the rest of the world. Hong Kong has a lot of talented legal professionals with a strong Chinese legal and business background, as well as expertise in international law and practice. The Department of Justice has also been proactive in cultivating these legal professionals. The Hong Kong International Legal Talents Training Academy, officially launched earlier this month, we regularly organize practical training courses, seminars, international exchange programs, and more to promote exchanges among talent in regions along the Belt and Road. And we also provide trainings for talents in the practice of foreign-related legal affairs for the country, and nurture legal talents concerned with international law, common law, civil law, and the country's legal system. With our wide range of legal expertise, services, and talents, Hong Kong continues to maintain and strengthen our status as an international legal and dispute resolution service center in the Asia-Pacific region. Since 2015, Hong Kong has been ranking among the top 5 preferred seats for arbitration globally, and was among the top 3 in the latest international arbitration survey conducted by Queen Mary University, London. In May this year, Hong Kong hosted the 26th International Council for Commercial Arbitration Congress, with a record-breaking attendance of over 1,400 professionals from over 70 jurisdictions. The arbitral awards made in Hong Kong are enforceable in over 170 contracting parties under the New York Convention. At the same time, Hong Kong has entered into various mutual legal assistance arrangements with the mainland authorities on mutual enforcement of arbitral awards, as well as in interim measures agreements, which allow parties to arbitral proceedings seated in Hong Kong and administered by qualified institutions to apply to relevant mainland courts for interim measures for preservation of property, evidence, and conduct. With the staunch support of the central government, we will proactively integrate into the overall national development plan aligned with national development strategies, maintain and improve a free and open business environment, and continue to serve as a springboard for attracting international enterprises to Hong Kong and supporting mainland enterprises to go global. One major step to bolster high-quality cooperation under the Belt and Road Initiative is green development. Hong Kong is actively promoting sustainable investment, issuing a record number of green bonds and has in place a series of environmental protection policies, including the Climate Action Plan 2050, to strive to achieve carbon neutrality before 2050. As set out in the Chief Executive 2024 Policy Address, we will support issuance of more green and sustainable offshore renminbi bonds in Hong Kong. With the rapid growth of green development in Hong Kong Exchange and Clearing Limited, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission introduced a range of policy measures and regulatory requirements on environmental, social, and governance, in short ESG, and green and sustainable finance and banking. Regulatory requirements include enhanced ESG reporting requirements for listed companies, supervisory guidance for authorized institutions on climate risk management, and requirements on Hong Kong fund managers on the management and disclosure of climate-related risks. Our legal expertise in banking, finance, and ESG are all invaluable for these green projects, hence playing a significant role in supporting green development. Regarding technological innovation, the government has also been actively promoting the use of artificial intelligence and is committed to keeping the law with fast-changing technological developments. In July this year, the Intellectual Property Department launched a 2-month public consultation on enhancing the copyright ordinance to protect AI technology development. Our legal sector has also been supporting the use of law tech. Early this year, the Law Society of Hong Kong published a position paper on the impact of artificial intelligence on the legal profession. Subsequently, the judiciary also issued guidelines in July on the use of generative AI among judges, judicial officers, and support staff. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice will set up the consultation group on law tech development, comprising representatives from the legal and dispute resolution sector, law schools, and law tech solution providers to help the government to formulate policies and measures on law tech, thereby encouraging the legal sector to enhance its efficiency and competitiveness with law tech. The group members coming from different fields can discuss how to promote the application of law tech in the legal and dispute resolution sector, in particular for small and medium-sized law firms, as well as render advice on relevant policy measures in the promotion of law tech development, standard, and application, so as to support the Hong Kong legal profession in improving efficiency and competitiveness. To complete the picture, Hong Kong also has reputable mediation services. It's evidenced by the selection of the city as the headquarters for the International Organization for Mediation, intended to be established pursuant to the ongoing negotiation between China and other state parties, signifying a strong vote of confidence from the international community. The IOMAC will be the world's first intergovernmental international legal organization dedicated to resolving international disputes through mediation. It's important for the implementation of settling international dispute by peaceful means and offer a new option to all countries, including Belt and Road countries, for peaceful resolution of international disputes. The negotiation on the relevant international convention has been successfully completed. And after the signing ceremony in 2025, we expect that the IOMAC could start operation soon afterwards. The Department of Justice has also taken steps to proactively tell the good stories of Hong Kong, particularly with visits to countries along the Belt and Road. I personally led the Hong Kong delegation this year to visit Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates in May, as well as Vietnam and Malaysia and Brunei in September, sharing with them the information concerning Hong Kong's legal and dispute resolution services in future. Ladies and gentlemen, Hong Kong's legal services are well positioned to support the Belt and Road initiative. This is also echoed by Mr. Xiao Weiming, Deputy Secretary General of the National Development and Reform Commission of China, at his speech given at the 9th Belt and Road Summit held in Hong Kong in September this year. He reiterated that the Commission supports Hong Kong to reinforce and enhance its status as the international legal and dispute resolution service center in the Asia-Pacific region, and to assist in perfecting foreign-related legal services for the joint construction of the Belt and Road. In fact, Hong Kong's unique blend of Chinese and Western culture, expertise in international law and dispute resolution, make us an indispensable partner in the Belt and Road Initiative. And on this note, I wish you all a very fruitful and constructive conference today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lam. Please be seated. May we now invite Mr. LIU Guangyuan, Deputy Director, Liaison Office of the Central People's Government in the Hong Kong SAR to deliver his opening address. Mr. Liu, please. 现在有请中央人民政府驻香港特别行政区联络办公室刘光源副主任为我们致开幕词。有请刘副主任。
President Roden M.L, Secretary Paul Lam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my great pleasure to attend the 7th Belt and Road Conference organized by the Law Society of Hong Kong. On behalf of the Liaison Office of the Central People's Government in Hong Kong SAR, I'd like to extend a warm congratulations on the conference. Today's world is undergoing profound changes. Global dynamics are shifting, and instability and uncertain factors are increasing. Given such a backdrop, we can better understand the profound thinking and the tremendous significance of the Belt and Road Initiative proposed by President Xi Jinping in 2013. Belt and Road Cooperation is an inclusive major initiative that leads all countries to common prosperity. Over the past 10 years, since the launch of the Belt and Road Initiative, China has adhered to the principles of planning together, building together, and benefiting together, working hand in hand with other countries to pursue common prosperity. By the end of 2023, the total volume of FDI by the Chinese companies in countries along the Belt and Road exceeded $330 billion, lifting nearly 40 million people out of poverty. The practice of the Belt and Road Cooperation has proved that as long as countries reject a zero-sum approach and work together, a deep chasm can be turned into thoroughfare, and a place of underdevelopment can be transformed into a land of prosperity. Belt and Road Cooperation is a road to hope open to all. Over the past 10 years, the Belt and Road Initiative has stayed open and inclusive, providing open platforms to jointly tackle global challenges. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, has so far benefited 37 countries and approved $53.7 billion in financing. The Maritime Silk Road has connected 135 ports in 46 countries. The China-Euro Railway Express has hit 100,000 trips. The Belt and Road Initiative has facilitated the flow of factors of production, enriched the forms of international cooperation, and improved the mechanism of multilateral governance. More and more global South countries break through the exclusive yards with high walls and engage deeply in international affairs dialogues, making the global governance system more just and equitable. Belt and Road Cooperation is the right path forward, promoting mutual learning between countries. Over the past 10 years, the Belt and Road Initiative has included various culture and people-to-people exchange. programs to facilitate mutual learning, following the idea that all countries can live and thrive in diversity. The Global Civilization Initiative, proposed by President Xi, has helped enhance dialogue among civilizations across the world. In the times of difficulty, such as natural disasters and disease outbreaks, many countries within the Belt and Road community help and support each other. Various projects have been carried out to respond to people's needs under the Silk Road Community Building Initiative. Despite changes and chaos in international landscape, the Belt and Road Initiative remains committed to overcoming cultural misunderstanding, clash, and supremacy through exchanges, mutual learning, and coexistence, so as to make the garden of the world civilization more colorful and vibrant. Ladies and gentlemen, at the third plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee, the party drew up the blueprint on further deepening reform comprehensively to advance Chinese modernization, showing China's strong resolve to further expand high-level opening up and offer new opportunities to the rest of the world. As an important functional platform for the Belt and Road Initiative, Hong Kong standing at the forefront of China's opening up and has played a crucial role and made important contributions in many aspects. Since many of our guests today are legal professionals from around the world, I'd like to take this opportunity to share with you 3 viewpoints. First, safeguarding national security and cementing the foundation of Hong Kong's rule of law to contribute to the Belt and Road Cooperation. The formulation and the implementation of Safeguarding National Security Ordinance marked further consolidation of the foundation of the rule of law in Hong Kong and serve as a legal safeguard for national security, making Hong Kong's business environment safer, freer, more open, and more predictable. According to the latest report, Hong Kong was once again ranked as the world's freest economy and ranked the second for legal system and property rights. Facts proved that stability is a prerequisite for Hong Kong's prosperity and a safeguard for the city's role in facilitating Belt and Road Cooperation. Second, giving full play to Hong Kong's unique common law system in facilitating Belt and Road Cooperation. And one country, two systems, Hong Kong serves as a bridge linking the Chinese mainland and with the rest of the world. It is the only jurisdiction in the world with a bilingual common law system and has a bigger role to play in facilitating Belt and Road Cooperation. Reports showed that Hong Kong topped the world in business legislation. Its small alignment with the prevailing rules of international trade can help speed up the legal connectivity in Belt and Road Cooperation. As one of the top 3 preferred seats in arbitration globally, Hong Kong has a complete dispute resolution mechanism and may serve as a preferred seat for resolving disputes among countries along the Belt and Road. More than half of the global 100 law firms operating in Hong Kong, the abundant legal talent reservoir in the city may be further tapped into to provide legal service under the Belt Road Initiative. Third, providing quality legal public goods and nurturing a broad network of friends along the Belt and Road. Hong Kong has built and maintained the global reputation for its robust rule of law and is famous for its unique East meets West culture. In recent years, a number of policies have been rolled out to establish Hong Kong as a legal center for international legal and dispute resolution service in the Asia-Pacific region, and support Hong Kong in expanding external cooperation on the rule of law and legal services. The Hong Kong International Legal Talents Training Academy has been launched, while the Convention on the Establishment of International Organization for the Mediation is expected to be signed next year. The Hong Kong SAR government is actively studying the potential of developing a sports dispute resolution system. It is believed that in the course of Belt and Road Cooperation, Hong Kong will continue to provide legal public goods and promote closer legal and cultural linkage among countries along the road. Ladies and gentlemen, on the new journey toward Chinese civil modernization, the Liaison Office of the Central People's Government in Hong Kong SAR will, as always, fully support Hong Kong's legal community to participate in the Belt and Road Initiative and integrate into the country's overall development. As the Belt and Road Initiative is entering a new golden decade, we are convinced that the pearl of the Orient will shine with more brilliant luster. Let me wish the conference a full success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. 感谢刘副主任. Mr. Liu would now lead to make his way to his next appointment. Once again, we would like to thank Mr. Liu for his great support and gracing us with his presence. 感谢刘副主任. 刘副主任将因公务现行离开，我们再次感谢他到场支持。Last but not least, please welcome Mr. FANG Jianming, Deputy Commissioner, Office of the Commissioner of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of China in the Hong Kong SAR, to deliver his opening address. Mr. FANG, please. 现在请中华人民共和国外交部驻香港特别行政区特派员公署方建明副特派员为我们致开幕词，有请方副特派员。
尊敬的林定国市长、汤文龙会长、各位嘉宾、女士们、先生们，很高兴呀，受邀出席香港历史会第7届“一带一路”论坛。我谨代表外交部驻港公署，对此次论坛成功举办表示热烈的祝贺。去年的10月啊，习近平主席在第3届“一带一路”国际合作高峰论坛上宣布啊，中国支持高质量共建“一带一路”的8项行动，向国际社会做出了以共建“一带一路”务实行动开启的第2个经世10年的庄严承诺。1年来，在共建国家的携手努力下，8项行动稳步推进，成绩斐然。小而美的项目普惠各国民生，互联互通机制创新不断的深化，民间交往合作稳步推进，高质量共建“一带一路”迈上了全新的起点。香港啊，始终积极参与共建“一带一路”，发挥重要平台和基点作用，在促进资金融通、提升专业服务、助力民心相通方面做出重要的贡献，充分彰显香港超级联系人和超级增值人的价值。未来10年， 高质量共建“一带一路”将以8项行动为指引，通过构建立体互联互通网络，完善国际合作机制，支持开放型世界经济，开展务实合作项目，推动共建健康、绿色、素质、创新连接的丝绸之路。在此进程中，香港法律界大有可为。在此呢，我愿同大家分享3点看法。第一，以绿色发展为底色，共建清洁美丽的一带一路。一带一路是低碳、循环、可持续发展的绿色丝绸之路。中国倡议发出“一带一路”绿色发展国际联盟等合作平台，落实绿色投资原则，推动共建国家以生态优先、绿色发展为导向，主动对接联合国2030年可持续发展目标。香港参与共建绿色“一带一路”，能够充分发挥在绿色转型、节能低碳、清洁能源方面的先行优势，通过规范公司治理、精细化项目管理，提供绿色金融工具等方式，助力共建国家绿色基建、绿色生态、绿色能源、绿色交通等领域升级转型。第二，以数字经济为契机，共建开放型、开放共享的“一带一路”。“一带一路”是新技术、新业态、新模式赋能的数字丝绸之路。中国充分发挥数字技术应用优势，不断加强与共建国家在5G、云计算、大数据中心等数字基础设施建设方面合作，推动构建“一带一路”数据共享、流动与保护机制。作为国家金融贸易中心，香港在数字经济的交易规则、金融监管和法律支撑方面走在世界前列。“一带一路”数字经济与法律服务的生动融合，为香港法律界开拓服务市场、提升服务效能、完善治理机制创造新的风口。第三，以反腐倡廉为基石，共建廉洁法治的“一带一路”。“一带一路”是企业合规运营、政府公开透明的廉洁丝绸之路。今年9月，香港国际廉政学院为来自10多个共建国家的20余名学员举办了大型基建反腐治理专业课程，分享香港和内地在大型基建项目中反腐治理及合规监管经验。香港法律界可为“一带一路”合作项目提供监督管理、风险防控和争议解决服务，确保企业在项目招投标、施工建设、运营管理过程中遵守当地法律，规范公共资源交易，消除权力寻租空间，为企业出海营造国际化、法治化的市场环境。女士们、先生们，极力所居无不胜，众志所为无不成。高质量共建“一带一路”需要更多香港力量。此次论坛为各方搭建交流合作平台，期待大家充分交流，共商良策，凝聚起共建“一带一路”的法治合力。外交公署将坚定捍卫国家主权、安全发展利益，一如既往地践行外交惠港，全力支持香港筑牢国家安全底线，巩固提升独特的地位和优势，提升国际竞争力和影响力，为业界走出去搭台搭梯，为香港参与共建“一带一路”提供外交助力。谢谢大家。
Thank you, Mr. Fang. Mr. Fan would now need to make his way to his next appointment. Once again, we would like to thank Mr. Fang for his great support and gracing us with his presence. 感谢方副特派员。方副特派员将因公务先行离开，我们再次感谢他到场支持。
And now, please welcome Ms. Mengyang YANG, Executive Director and Head of Hong Kong PE Business of CICC Capital Management Department, China International Capital Corporation, Hong Kong Asset Management Limited. She will now deliver her keynote speech. Ms. Yang, please.
President Roden Tong, Secretary Paul Lam, Deputy Director Mr. Liu, Deputy Commissioner Mr. Fang, and Chairman Mr. Chen, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a tremendous privilege to address this audience today. To follow such esteemed leaders and experts is both humbling and inspiring. For me, today's opportunity feels both professional and personal. My journey started as a solicitor, navigating various transaction documents, including facility agreements for Belt and Road transactions, before transiting to investment. This dual perspective have given me a deeper appreciation for the complexities and the opportunities that initiatives like Belt and Road present. Over the past decade, Belt and Road initiatives, in short, BRI, has evolved from a concept into reaction, transforming from a vision to reality. China has signed over 200 cooperation agreements with more than 150 countries and over 30 international organizations, covering areas such as investment, trade, technology, and culture. These nations, including China, account for approximately 2/3 of the global population and nearly 40% of global GDP. In these 10 years, BRI has stimulated nearly $1 trillion in investment, resulting in over 3,000 cooperation projects and creating more than 420,000 jobs along the Belt and Road, helping nearly 40 million people lift themselves out of poverty. Nonetheless, the story of BRI is not just about numbers and infrastructure. It is a vision rooted in connectivity, partnership, and shared growth. I'd like to share from a more of a commercial perspective why this initiative came into existence, and most importantly, how it continued to deliver value to all parties involved. From there, we can look ahead at the challenges that remain, the opportunities that lie on the horizon, and the critical role that Hong Kong and legal professionals play in shaping the next chapter of this initiative. So why BRI? In the aftermath of 2008 financial crisis, the outflow of manufacturing and a growing trade deficit with China led developed countries to adopt policies such as reshoring production and erecting trade barriers. Meanwhile, emerging market economies, particularly those in Asia, experienced rapid growth. Against this backdrop, the BRI opened a new chapter for China's comprehensive foreign openness, prompting a shift in China's trade and investment focus from developed countries to Belt and Road nations. The rebalancing of China's foreign trade is first evident in the rapid expansion of trade with BRI countries. From 2013 to 2021, China's trade with these countries grew at an annual rate of 6%, outpacing the overall global trade growth by approximately 1%. To date, China has gradually become the largest trading partner for nearly 70 BRI countries. In 2023, BRI countries accounted for around 40% of China's trade surplus, while the share held by US and EU has steadily decreased over the past 2 decades. Then, trade surplus needed to be converted into foreign investment to maintain balance in the international payment system. After the 2008 financial crisis, quantitative easing in developed economies and the potential risks in their financial systems prompted China to adjust its foreign investment structure, shifting from US Treasury bond to more diversified portfolios. The shift in terms of trade was mirrored in China's foreign investment, which also rebalanced from developed economies to BRI countries. Many of the BRI nations are developing economies with less developed financial markets and urgent need for physical infrastructure, leading China to focus its investment on tangible assets rather than financial markets. Subsequently, the portion of foreign exchange reserves held in US Treasury bonds dropped from 65% to 35% over the past decades. Simultaneously, direct foreign investment, loans, and trade credit increasingly became the dominant form of investment in BRI countries. China's investment in BRI nations as a percentage of GDP remains relatively modest, amounting to roughly 1% of China's GDP annually, still lower than the portion of trade surplus to GDP. Then how BRI promotes the shared growth? China's investment in BRI countries focus on infrastructure and industrial, leveraging China's development experience and comparative advantages. Some BRI countries face capital shortage and infrastructure deficits that limit their economic growth. China, with its competitive edge in infrastructure construction and bond and foreign exchange reserves, is ideally positioned to provide the necessary support. Much of China's non-aid loans are directed towards infrastructure sector, with over half allocated to infrastructure-related projects. In terms of industry, most BRI countries are underdeveloped and lack of the necessary infrastructure. China has addressed this gap by establishing economic and trade cooperation zones, improving business conditions, reducing transaction costs, and fostering technological innovation and industrial upgrades. By the end of 2021, Chinese companies has invested a total of 43 billion in over 100 economic and trade cooperation zones across BRI countries. The trade and investment relationships between China and BRI countries contributed to a virtuous cycle of development. The shift to trade surpluses with BRI countries and the conversion of this surplus into infrastructure and industrial investment has created a more balanced global trade environment. We anticipate that as China's domestic industry undergoes a transformation and BRI countries develop their industries, while BRI nations will develop productions, China's export to these countries may move towards higher value-added products, while BRI nations will develop production and export capabilities in mid to low-end manufacturing sectors as a starting point with the potentials to go beyond, leading to increased consumption within China. In addition, BRI encompasses a large number of countries, offering more possibilities for dynamic adjustment in trade and investment relations. The rebalance of trade and investment towards BRI countries also provide favorable conditions for internationalization of renminbi. It creates the opportunity to use RMB in trade and investment, thus forming closed-loop system. Also, RMB financing offers the advantage of cost control against fluctuations in exchange rates of other currencies. The China International Payment System now serves over 60 countries along the Belt and Road, and as of August of 2024, over 31 BRI countries have established bilateral currency swap arrangements, while RMB clearing mechanisms have been set up in 19 BRI nations. Looking ahead, as we stand at the crossroad of a decade of progress, the Belt and Road Initiative faces new challenges from rising global protectionism. To address this, China must better align its capital and expertise with the demographic and resources advantages of BRI countries, maximizing China's potential in infrastructure and market size. Infrastructure remains the focus for China's openness and trade and investment development with BRI countries. As China built a significant number of hard infrastructure projects in these countries, infrastructure construction can mitigate risks associated with rising protectionism and financial decoupling. To ensure the sustainability of infrastructure projects, and the focus should be on higher quality ventures with an emphasis on public-private partnership to manage the risks. Given the high-risk premium in BRI countries, multilateral cooperation can help diversify financing risks and address the debt challenges. Institutional openness requires China to enhance its technological innovation capabilities, utilizing these advantages to spill over to BRI nations and fostering a collaborative environment for technological advancement. As rules and standards play a pivotal role in emerging fields, China can influence the global regulatory framework, aligning with the specific needs of developing countries and helping them address new constraints on growth. China's large market also provides a valuable testing ground for innovation. Some BRI countries with advanced technologies can collaborate with China in talent and knowledge exchange, accelerating the scale and scope of innovation. Deepening global industrial cooperation will allow China to leverage its comparative advantages and drive deeper collaboration through the trade, investment, and the supply chain integration. In the context of restructuring global supply chains, China should proactively promote globalization. On the supply side, China's development experience offers valuable lessons for BRI countries, while capital from China can complement the abundant labor and resources in these nations, fostering new industrial partnerships, especially in green transition sectors like photovoltaic and wind energy. This addresses the conflicts between the development and restraints of energy with carbon neutrality initiatives. On the demand side, China should also open up its massive domestic market further while tapping into the diverse market of BRI nations. Maintaining a diverse and stable international economic landscape requires China to support and improve multilateral mechanisms like WTO, adapting them to new realities. China must also pursue regional economic and trade rules that strengthen its position as a lead country in Belt and Road, helping to build stronger connections between Belt and Road countries and China. Meanwhile, the orderly internationalization of RMB will present opportunities for trade and investment in BRI countries. The RMB's role in closing the trade and investment loop will help reduce financing costs and mitigate currency risks, while increasing the RMB's role as a reserve currency and offering new investment opportunities. So what are the opportunities for Hong Kong and the legal services? As a vital hub for the Belt and Road Initiative and a preferred platform for its development, Hong Kong leverages its unique advantages to strengthen ties between China mainland and other BRI regions. It plays a key role not only in international financing and investment, but also in offshore business, professional services, and economic and trade cooperation,
fostering mutually beneficial relationships across sectors. Amongst these areas, the demand for legal services remains consistent throughout the BRI. For instance, in the case of private companies expanding abroad, addressing the challenges of information asymmetry in cross-border transactions is critical. A survey reveals that 40% of private companies express the need for training and services related to laws and regulation of host countries, as well as labor arbitration. As the impact of debt financing for infrastructure development become more apparent, the use of a more diversified financial instrument, such as equity investment, will continue to expand. This will help advance the development for more diversified capital markets in host countries and attract more market-driven investments, resulting in increased demand and a more diversified demand for legal services. Furthermore, as innovation ecosystems are built, the need for legal protections to safeguard investment in innovation and intellectual property will continue to grow. Thanks to the one country, two system framework, Hong Kong maintains a distinctive legal system that is independent yet aligned with the broader China legal structure. This unique position, combined with a high level of international legal expertise, enables Hong Kong to offer critical legal services for BRO projects. To date, Hong Kong has signed joint statements with approximately 50 BRO projects, and to date, in areas such as legal cooperation and intellectual property, highlighting efforts to align key legal and regulatory frameworks. With this common law system, well-established legal infrastructure, and international legal talents, Hong Kong is also ideally positioned to lead the development of International Dispute Resolution Center. To summarize, the key takeaways are China has leveraged its infrastructure capabilities and foreign exchange reserves to provide vital public goods to drive economic growth in Belt and Road countries. We believe infrastructure will remain the core focus, while further efforts will gradually intensify in areas as standard setting, capital market participation, innovation collaboration, and financial collaboration, and RMB internationalization. Hong Kong's unique one country, two system framework will enable it to play a pivotal role in these areas. Intermediary services, including legal services, are essential throughout. I believe Hong Kong's role in Belt and Road will continue to evolve and thrive. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the exciting discussions that will follow today.
Thank you, Ms. Yang. Please remain on stage. Please remain on stage. We will now invite Mr. Roden Tong, President of the Law Society of Hong Kong, to present souvenirs to Ms. Yang as a token of appreciation.
This brings us to a close of the opening ceremony. If you wish to have records of all the memorable moments of today's conference, you may scan the QR code at the foyer or at the back of your badge to browse the instant photo gallery. Next to it is another QR code to the digital booklet of the conference.
We will now have a tea break before commencing the panel sessions. The first panel session will begin at 10:40 this morning. As for the online participants, it is not necessary to log out of the session. See you shortly.